So now the next thing we need to do is allow Eclipse to access and use the Android SDK and tools that we downloaded in a previous video. So for that we need to download and install a plugin. That plugin is called the Android plugin for Eclipse. So to do that we need to go to Help, Install New Software, and here we need to ask Eclipse to search for the plugin in a certain location, which is going to be http dll-ss.google.com/android/eclipse. We need to add that location to a list of known places where Eclipse can look for software. So let's call this one the Android SDK, and now it's gonna make a network connection and look for everything it can get from this place, which is the developer tools and the NDK plugins. So what you need to do now is expand and look inside. This is the actual plugin that we need to look for. So click on everything, and the NDK plugins would be another set that we can also download. So you can expand and contract. Just check on everything and go hit next now. And just as we did with the SDK without Eclipse, it's going to look for a bunch of things and it's going to come back with messages telling us how's it going. Once again, there's a whole bunch of licenses we need to accept. So to save ourselves some mouse clicks, we can accept everything in one shot and get to work. Once again, we need to wait. Every now and then it may come back and tell you that there's a warning that these programs you are downloading have no certification. Don't worry about that, just keep going. In some of your machines, the firewall may need to be opened, so if this happens, allow access. It is safe. And once it's done, Eclipse needs to be restarted, so just hit yes and it'll come back and it's gonna read, install, and do all the housekeeping chores it needs to actually show the new plugin working. So just give it a couple seconds here to get started and then we'll be ready to go. Ready. Now I don't know if you can tell the difference from how the IDE looked like before we did this installation, but the key here is that we have these two icons now. If we open the SDK manager, we have seen this before, right? It doesn't need to run it from the command line shell like we did before. Now it starts from within Eclipse. It's the same thing, so it's just refreshing and see. We can see we want to download more versions, which we don't at this point, so all we're going to do is close. And now we have the AVD. We have already seen the AVD in action in a previous video, so I don't need to go back to this. You know what we mean by a virtual device. So all I'm telling you is that now we have the tools available from within Eclipse. So once again, you need to do this yourselves, give it a try and see what happens. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask.